Woo! Uh, microphone. Oh, what's that? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. This is the BLAZETHELION podcast. I am your host, Blaze the Lion, Blaze the Trainer, Blaze the Machine, Blaze the Genius, Blaze the Father. Sorry, I was in a zone right there. All right.
You forgot a few.
See, I was trying to be humble out here, you know what I mean? Um, yes, Blaze has many roles, but my role tonight is podcast host. So, welcome again to the BLAZETHELION podcast. This month's theme is community. So, we are live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. So, make sure you share, like, love, laugh, and share. Hit that button, all right? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a damn friend about the BLAZETHELION podcast. For those who have been rocking with this podcast and you love the movement, you love what you see, and you want to see more, you are a fan, you are a supporter, or you would like to be, all right? You can invest. I know some of y'all invest in fast food, you invest in baby back ribs, you invest in that dude who don't even want. Sorry, I'm going off again. Um, well, if you're looking for something to invest in besides stocks, you can invest in this podcast. All right. We have 3 levels, 3 tiers, as little as $1 a month, and as well, there is no real ceiling because you can give whatever you would want. But they have three. You have 3 tiers, 3 levels. All right. You can subscribe and become a monthly contributor. You can also send a one-time donation, a one-time gift. All right. I no longer accept food as gifts. Sorry, like the inflation is crazy right now. So food ain't cutting it yet. All right. I only take money as donations. Right. If you would like to send money to the podcast, all right, $ Blaze a line. Look how easy that was, right? Yes, indeed. So tonight's guest, someone that maybe you've been waiting patiently for this here interview. Some of you might know her in gym circles. She's probably beat you in plank challenges or burpee challenges or CrossFit competitions. I've known this person for quite some time. I've seen the growth in this person. I've seen many of the ups and downs. I've seen some of the highs, some of the lows. I've seen things that made this person smile and crack jokes upon me, little old me. And I've seen things that have hurt this person, that have challenged this person. This person is clearly walking in her purpose. She is a behavioral health case manager. She works with an array of different people, mental health, just issues. Like so much of us got issues, right? We're faced with trauma. We're faced with just bad memories. We're faced with just sometimes just tough life, right? This person is engulfed in what she does, and she still wants more. All right, she got her master's, and she still wants more. She wants more. She wants to definitely make an impact on lives. Why? Why, you ask? Because she's someone who is involved in her community. Yes, indeed. This person is a giver, definitely a giver. This person is genuine, so genuine that if she don't like something, you gonna know. She gonna tell you. She is unfiltered. But you know what? That's what I love about her. We need that sometimes. We need that person who will tell us exactly what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. This person is a visionary. Yes. This person is psychic. She knew. She knew all along. Many things about Blaze that I didn't even know. Hmm. This person is on a mission on really uplifting our culture, on being a leader in our community. This person has seen ups and downs and challenges in kids, in children, in young adults that have been faced with just traumatic experiences. So I felt it was only right to bring this person as a guest on my podcast, but not just on any day or not just on any month, but specifically on community. This person definitely fits that role as someone who uplifts her community. This person here is waiting patiently on me to finish my damn intro so I can introduce her officially. This person is getting a whole bunch of comments in the chat. Yeah, they love you, girl. See that right there?
Why
See
can I
that?
respond?
They're calling you amazing. They're calling you all these things. They're clapping it up for you, and you ain't even speak yet. See that? Waiting patiently. All right. This person is someone who I can't even pronounce her real name.
After 2
Hence,
years.
after 10 plus years, hence I gave her the nickname Yamaha because that was just easier for me. All right. But I'm going to still try to pronounce her name anyway. Here we go. Introducing tonight's guest, Yaima Chirino.
You got
What
it.
that was? I did? Hey.
I think 10 years of practice it's a long time. You got it.
Hey. 10
Thank
years of, sorry, I was going to go left again. Bringing
you
it in.
so much for that. I've been preparing for the last couple of weeks. I don't think I could have been prepared for that introduction. So thank you so much for that. I'm truly humbled. I don't think I'm deserving of some of those words, but thank you for that introduction.
You definitely are. You definitely are. Welcome to the pod. You're finally here.
Welcome. Thank you. I mean, thank
Hey,
you for welcoming me to the Blaze the Lion podcast.
you
Thank
are welcoming me to your presence. I see it. I see it. I love the chat is going off right now. Look at that. You have
you.
great supporters.
I wish I could answer you guys. Thank you for joining tonight. It's an absolute privilege to be here. I was actually very honored to even be considered to be here. Some of you do know the work that I do in the community and how long I've been doing it for. So I was just very, very, very honored for John or Blaze. Not many people can know his real name. So to have Blaze approach me and allow me to be a part of his community, be part of all the individuals that he touches base, and not just on a daily basis through being a trainer or being a friend, but really, who he is reaching out as a community advocate and also just, the entire community. So I am truly humbled, and I thank you once again for considering me being here and allowing me to just speak a little bit on the community and my passion, and hopefully some resources that can help the community, and so on and so forth. So I see you guys' comments. Unfortunately, I am not the smartest cookie in the jar when it comes to technology, so I'm not sure how to answer, but I do want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining the Blaze the Lion podcast first and foremost, and thank you for being here and supporting true, genuine, and hard work. So I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's get into it, shall we?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Let's get into you. So,
Me.
community. Um, Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay. So like Blaze mentioned, my name is Yaima Chirino, and I am a certified behavioral health case manager for the community. And I am also a mental health counseling intern in a private practice. I am currently working towards finishing my internship and conferring my degree, Master's in Science, with a mental health counseling concentration. I have been working in the community for a cumulative of 8 years. I have been working children, adolescents, and adults with mental health needs. Find just basically as an advocate. So find the resources, find whatever services they're in need of. I have also been an advocate in court, schools. I was looking forward to seeing a member here, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about how I was blacklisted in one of the school districts just because of my passion and all the advocacy I did for some of my children's in the inner city schools. So sometimes being
Mm.
blacklisted is not a bad thing. So um,
Mm.
a little bit about myself. Other than that, I actually do have a background in criminal justice. I was a criminal justice major until I fell in love with psychology my senior year. And wanting to help the community, I always felt that there was such a need to help high-risk youth. So my concentration and what I was actually going to pursue was a criminal, I was going to school for criminal law. I wanted to be a criminal defense attorney for adolescents in the juvenile system. And then one day it just dawned on me. And I said, well, not that it's the end of it all, but I want to be able to reach these kids prior to them ending up in a detention center, in much higher risk situations such as death, loss to gang violence, gun violence. So what I did is I changed my major to psychology. And ever since, I have been pursuing my degrees with a concentration in mental health. And I have finished that just recently. And I'm still deciding whether I'm going to pursue a PsyD and do a doctorate as well. But for the meantime, I am working in the community. I do provide services in the community as both a behavioral health advocate and an intern providing therapy services.
Mm. So let us get into that. Why exactly? Why do you do what you do? Why? What prompted you? Was it a life experience? Was it passion? Was it like connection? Was it just like your love for kids? Like, why did you choose this extra route?
I have always loved children. I have always loved children ever since I was a little girl. And growing up, I often questioned why the behavior. Why do we act the way that we act? Why do we think what we think? What are our thoughts and where do they come from? And what are our behaviors and where do they stem from? So I was always intrigued about the mind. I was always intrigued about your thoughts, your behaviors, why I behaved or thought a certain way. And so it was always that little bug in the back of my mind. And then just the fact that I love children. So I've always wanted to work with children. I wanted to find a way to avoid children ending up in a detention center in the juvenile system. So that was really my passion. Funny story, because I was going to pursue a criminal law degree.
Right.
Um, part of the I guess part of the curriculum of my professor was actually taking us to like TGK and Metro West and downtown Miami, which some of you may know do hold some of the most severe cases. So of course they took us to the fourth floor. Not a big deal, just the rapists and the like severe criminals in there. And I ended up crying every single time, 3 times. And I'm 5'1". I'm barely a couple of inches off the ground. So, I told myself, what's my purpose? What's my purpose in criminal defense? And am I really going to make a difference? And so that question to myself, trying to seek my purpose and just falling in love with psychology led me to change and pursue something else. And this is where I am. I have actually advocated for many years for juveniles in the detention in detention centers. I have advocated for children, homeless children. I have advocated for God and endless. I have had thousands of clients in 8 years, and I continue to love just being able to help, or at least my attempt at helping.
Mm. Wow. So that visual, those experiences of being hands-on, of being in the prison, because there is a stigma, right? And I say we loosely, but we tend to, as a society, judge everybody in the prison, right? That everybody deserves it, everybody is a criminal, everybody is crazy, they're evil, they're blah, blah, blah. And as someone like myself who's been in the prisons, um, you meet some of the most happiest, passionate, talented, misunderstood um, people. And you've seen it with the kids side, and I've seen it like with the adult side. And man, when I would go in there, I would see these adults doing life. And they would see me and they would hug me and say how they love me. And they just exuded so much passion. And I would leave there like, why am I stressed? What am I worried about? Like, if they can still maintain joy, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Really? So just hearing that, I'm actually very glad. I'm very glad that that was part of it, because I'm sure that gave you that only not only switched, you know, your journey, but I'm sure those visuals don't go away. So when you're dealing with certain kids or you're dealing with certain cases, and I can go on and on about this, but elaborate. Is there a story on a group of kids or just one individual where like that incarceration um, helped them or hurt them or like really played a role with them or just with just you in general?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, there's always a case that really impacts you, and I like to believe that every single case that I've always had some sort of impact. Um, and I mentioned it
Right.
earlier. Having Susan earlier in the month was very, very, very good for me. And as you can see, I get teary-eyed because I have lost children to
Mm.
gun violence. I have lost um excuse me. I told you I wasn't ready with that introduction. So, as a community mental health advocate, you see a lot. And obviously, the population that I do serve is the lower income, high risk, inner city population that a lot of times don't really receive all of the resources and the help that they need. So
Yeah.
here come a couple of us just passionately wanting to advocate for these individuals that are such in a vulnerable, it's such a vulnerable population that really just goes unnoticed. I've had several cases. I have lost some kids to gun violence. I have lost kids to just a very corrupt system or a very not so good of a system. I have had clients who have lost their siblings to gun violence or gang violence. So that topic was actually very sensitive. And I saw Susan, if you guys haven't seen that, I highly recommend it because she brings so much information and she brings so much light as to really what's going on in our community and how we need to help our children, how we need to help our adolescents avoid a lifelong of incarceration, and what is a misunderstood adult but a child that just didn't receive the resources or the help that they needed.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it's just really, I have always been very passionate. I've had many people tell me, you're in the wrong field, don't pursue it. it's just not worth it. But there's a calling. There's a calling for me. I'm very passionate about it, working with children and just really helping, just really planting my little seed. I mean, according to the National Alliance on Mental Health, um, I believe the latest statistic was that 70% of youth in the juvenile system has a diagnosable mental health condition. So that alone, look at that percentage, that's
Wow.
70%. Um, Another shocking statistic that the youth in detention centers are 10 times more likely to suffer from psychosis than the youth in the community. So that is just, it's so important. It's a large population, and it really, really deserves help. It really deserves advocates. It deserves, just people who are truly, who who are my mom's trying to log into the podcast. She's like, sign me in. So pregúntale a Yaima aquí. So I do apologize about that. So yeah, this is a very, very vulnerable population, and there are individuals just like myself that advocate for them, but sometimes we come in too late. So that it's why my approach is to attempt to reach as many children as possible and provide them with the resources, provide them with the tools, provide them with the help that they need, them and their families, so that they can avoid detention centers, so that they can avoid being stigmatized, so that they can avoid so much more than just life in prison, really.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm reading some.
Miss.
Um,
No, no worries.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so many are misunderstood. And if people would just take the time to understand, like, I'm sure, and you can, if you want to share, you can, but I'm sure that on at least one occasion, if not several, that there's been a kid that has impacted your life, that has uplifted you, that has brought some sort of confirmation, um, or just something like we can learn from so many, and um, I'm pausing myself because I'm thinking back to when I've been in the prisons and I've heard the stories, and I've seen grown men, I've seen grown men, drug dealers, big time drug dealers, like break down.
yeah.
So I'm trying to hold it together as the host. Come on, Blaze, what you doing? Yeah.
It all started off with your introduction. I I still have some postpartum feelings here, so you shouldn't have started with such that undisturbing introduction. But yeah, it's a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive topic. I see a lot of moms in the chat. I am a new mom. Um, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you actually see the statistics, when you see the continued violence, when you see that our children are just misunderstood. I have so many cases. I have thousands of cases where I have really, and I will attempt to continue talking as I log my mother into the podcast. So I do apologize.
Multitasking.
Um,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
it's really just, again, I have 8 years of experience. So I have seen from mild to moderate to severe mental health illness in the community. I am certified both in child and adult case management. So I am able to work with not just children, but also the adult population. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see the population that it's in need. Suicide is still the second leading cause of death amongst people ages 10 to 24 in the United States. So that is significantly alarming still. So
Yeah.
I if I am able to if you're all able to gather something from today, just know that there is help. Whoever, I am a believer of purpose and meaning. And I may not reach everyone tonight that I would have thought, but I am sure that everyone that is here today or that will listen to the audio podcast later on this week or tomorrow, there is a purpose and there is a meaning for you listening tonight or tomorrow or the very next day.
Absolutely.
It might not be you, it might be a sibling, it might be a friend, it might be a colleague. There's a meme that goes around that says, it's Robin Williams, and he said it. It is the happiest individuals that have the saddest and the most difficult times with depression. And it really is, because they try so much to hide, and they try to really just seem like they're so happy, and there's so much going on. Never judge a book by its cover, and you never really know what someone is undergoing and what they're going through, really, when it comes to mental health. You don't have a label on your head. So
No.
it's hard to not be conscious. It's hard to not be passionate about the community. It's hard to not care. I can't be selfish when it comes to children and the community. I just can't.
Yeah. That's why it's so important that people watching this share, because even if you have a straight face, and even if this episode here doesn't relate per se to you,
And even
what if
this,
that you sharing that could impact someone else's life? It really takes 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Share these podcasts. Let other people hear you. You really sometimes just have no idea if we have time to laugh and joke about ladies twerking or about violence, and we easily share our favorite artists and what they're doing in their personal life, and who is dating who, and who just bought a Bentley, and all this other stuff, and that's cool. But something like this, which it touches hearts, man. It strikes so close to home, and this is a small world. So, I've had people text me after and say, I know that person who was on your podcast. I haven't seen them in so long. Man, like I need to reach out. Or that podcast was so touching. I want to get involved in my community. I want to start something. This is what I'm going to do. Or the podcast on sex that helped me with sex. You're welcome. Whatever it is, right? It's so important that we don't just think about ourselves, but that we share, that we think of others, man, because by ourselves, we can impact people, but together we are able to impact the world, right? So, indeed. So, I want to kind of bring us up out of the valley a little bit,
Okay.
all right? So we can smile a little bit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, is there a specific story that you have, a scenario or one of your cases that brought you joy, a success story, or anything of that sort?
Um, I mean, he's always the one that comes to mind. And for obvious reasons, I can't disclose his name, so we'll call him Alex. So I met Alex when he was in the 5th grade. Severe behavior problems. Severe, severe, severe. Like he was part of the EBD program in a public school, and EBD, it's the emotional and behavioral disability program, and it's part of the specialized education programs that Miami-Dade County and other public schools have. So long story short, I met Alex. God, I hope I don't say his real name. I met wonderful Alex when he was in the 5th grade. He was, God, he must have been at least 6'1" by then. very big guy, huge, very big guy. Does
In the
not
what grade?
in the fifth grade. So he was
6'1"?
no, I'm sorry. He was diagnosed in the fifth grade. I met Alex in at the end of the seventh grade. Five, six, seven.
Okay.
Yes, my apologies. I met him at the end, middle towards the end of seventh grade. So means he was 13 years old. He is now 17 years old. And when I met him, big. When I tell you he was the biggest 6'1", 13-year-old you could have ever imagined. No therapist wanted to work with him. Case managers run from his house. Super intimidating guy. Super intimidating guy. Here comes me, passionate little 5'1" ladybug. And the very first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Get the hell out of my house. I don't want you here." I had read his intake. I had read his diagnosis. I was very aware of what I was walking into. But how do I follow a purpose if I am not going to be faced with challenges and really be able to challenge not just my thoughts, but my purpose? So long story short, I walked into his house and he goes, "Get the hell out of my house. I don't want you here." And I legit just looked up at him and I said, "I'm not here for you." So, one, respect me. Two, never speak to me that way. And three, when I'm ready to speak to you, I will call for you. Mind you, it was my very first time I met him. I had never met the mother, only spoke to her on the phone to briefly introduce myself and schedule an initial home visit. And I said, "I'm not here to see you. One, don't speak to me that way. And I will get you when I'm ready." He walked away and the mother was flabbergasted. She was speechless. She was like, "What's your name again?" Still to this day, she calls me Yami. And she goes, "I love you already. No one has ever spoken to my child that way." Mind you, this was a child that had dozens of hospitalizations. He had been Baker acted several times. Again, he's 13 years old. He's 6'1", 200 and maybe 60 or plus pounds. Big freaking guy. This is like a guy that I'm describing a defensive lineman of, like, I don't know, the Miami Dolphins. And he's 13 years old. So the reason why he's always my success story is because if you guys could see how much better he's doing, how much better he's doing. I mean, we went through several trials of medication management. I advocated for him several times. His insurance cut off our services several times. I have endless amounts of calls and documentation on how many times I contacted the insurance and advocated for him. And he is just a magnificent young man.
Mm.
I told him from the very first time, and I said to him, "You're just a black man with a target. What?" I said, "What the hell are you doing? Get it together. Get it together." And he's like, "Jan, you're like 5'1". He would speak to me that way. "You're like 5'1". What's up with you?" And I'm like, "I care about you." And to this day, he will be 17 years old on July 14th, and I am his mentor. So unfortunately, well, I no longer have a professional relationship with him. I decided to relinquish those services, and I am now his mentor. So he was and still is, well, he was my first mentor, and I take him out. I have educated him on mental health and his diagnoses. I have established a very good relationship with his mother. We still stay in touch. I still go out to the school, make sure I touch base with his therapist and the services that he's supposed to be getting in the school. We go out for burgers and we go to the beach. And he is my success story because if someone gives him an opportunity, he has the potential to change the world. And I just want him to understand that he can do that. He
Yeah.
can change the world. So,
Yeah.
oh, and he's amazing. He's amazing. So, yeah, he's my little success story because everyone feared him. Everyone. Even my supervisor would say, Yaima, are you like not scared? And I was never scared. I was never scared. Not, and I did witness a lot of um like his manic episodes. I witnessed a lot of his violence towards his mother. I mean, I was in the middle of one of them, and when reality set in and I was in the ambulance, I was like, what just happened? Like, where did I get the strength from? Like, and again, I as a believer of purpose and meaning, I was there for a reason. I was there to help advocate, and every time she would call me, I just feared that he would get killed. Because guess what? He is 6'1". He's now 6'4", 300 plus pounds, and nobody looks at him as the kid that he is. He's just
Yeah.
a black man walking down the street having a mental breakdown, and nobody takes the time to take a look and say that's a child. Because if you take 2 seconds, okay, if you take 2 seconds and you look at this young man's face, you see he's a child. He's not a man. He looks like one. And mentally, he's not a man either because of his diagnosis and intellect and all that. But hopefully I can share his story in a couple of more years and tell you guys how he has changed the world, or at least how he has been a contribution to his community. So Alex
Yes.
is my success story. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Wow. Shout out to you, Alex, wherever you are. Shout out to you, man, for
He's,
real. Dad,
he's gonna watch the podcast tomorrow, but
good.
he knows his name is Alex on here. So
Okay, okay, okay.
about him. Yeah.
Shout out to Alex. Um, Listen, man, you have somebody special who not only cares for you, but you have somebody special like Yamaha who loves you, bro.
Well, he knows me as Yami. So
As Yami.
Yami. It doesn't matter. They've never gotten it right, and I love them just for it because it's their special name for me. So
I think of when I hear Yami, I think of food. But any case, I'm always hungry. Um, but yeah, bro, this is a message to you, man. You have so much power in you, and as I've never met you, but just hearing your story, you have so much power in you, and I'm sure there are internal battles that you face daily. Um, and there's an agenda and there's a target, and you can easily um, do bad. You can easily give in to those desires and put up that wall and move with anger, move with with hurt, move with pain, and inflict pain upon others. Um, but you're special, bro. So just know that you have power, and um, you can really be a change agent out here. You can really be a world changer. So don't forget that. All that you're going through is not in vain. And you meeting Yami is not by mistake. So I see big things for you. Please believe that. Amen. Um, Damn it, Yamaha. Jeez, I should have worn shades out here. All right. Whew.
I speak from
Let
the heart. What can I say?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you got people here
Oh,
slicing onions.
sorry.
You got people slicing onions at home
I
or
promise
at work.
I have been preparing for over a month, and I know all about, like, come on, let's talk about statistics. Let's talk about services. Like, let's talk about what mental health really is. But it's just, when you're that passionate about what you do, it exudes you. And it's it's all I know how to be. Just passionate about them and just advocate as much as possible. And Alex, he's gonna be like, is that my name? So yeah, Alex, you're very, very special. And as I've always told you, you have the potential to change the world. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a blessing in your life. You were a blessing in mine. So
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to seeing you very soon. And I know you're going to listen to the podcast. So yeah, I'll see you soon. And you're special. You're very special. Yeah. It's a success story. It's an emotional story, but it's a success story, you know? Um, yeah. And, you know, oh, Facebook chat is jumping. I'm going to switch over. Somebody block that man. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just
What up, Lion? What up? Wagwan.
that is the reason why it's a success story. It's because, truthfully speaking, he was my biggest challenge. In 8 years, he was my biggest challenge. But I always feel that I grew. I grew so much. I had so much self growth to do, you know? And I am the clinician that I am today thanks to him. And I sometimes do question my, am I in the right place? Like, am I really helping people? Come on, like, I can make suggestions all day long, but that's not what you do as a therapist. And you know,
Right.
I always go back to his story, and I always go back to him and all the progress that he has made in so many years, and how he is just a blessing in his family. And despite all the challenges that they faced for so many years, it just took patience and time and dedication and advocacy. But when you give these children and these adolescents the tools, when you make a selfless effort to really help them, they learn about their own potential. It's hard to see potential when all your doors are shut off. It's hard to see potential when you try and opportunities are given to others. It's hard. So again, purpose and meaning. So he definitely has a beautiful meaning in my life, and his purpose in mind was really to change who I am as a clinician, and as a person. And as a person. That's my success story. That's one of the many, but that's the most
Right.
powerful one. Yeah.
Right. And powerful that is. Definitely. That story has so much energy that you've touched so many people on a virtual platform.
I do apologize for the tears. I will not apologize for the
This
emotions. It's who I am. And I am very passionate about working with children. I am very passionate about working for the community. Um, Listen, I was 9 months pregnant, super sick. Didn't go to the hospital because I was advocating for my kids to have food in the midst of a pandemic. Okay?
mm,
I I will do whatever it's necessary and within my means to help, and beyond. I will do whatever I can if possible. So
that's love right there.
I love little ones, so yeah.
That's love. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've reached to the portion of the show,
Ooh. Oh my
the
god.
portion that you've been anticipating, that you've been kind of stressing, but it's gonna be fun. It is going to be fun. It is Color Town. Woo!
Okay. I will do my best.
That's all I ask. All right.
Okay.
For those who are loyal listeners, you know what time it is, right? It's color time. For those who have no idea what I'm even talking about, I shall tell you. So, in this portion of the show, I will name random colors or somewhat random colors. And what up, Bizzle? I see Bizzle watching us on YouTube. What up, though? Um, I will name random colors. And for each color, my guest will just say whatever comes to mind. It could be one word, it could be a phrase, it could be a short story, There is no right or wrong answer. You can be as philosophical and as spiritual and as deep as you want, or you could be as logical or as vague as you want. You can be funny with it, whatever. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you choose. I'll give you an example. In previous podcasts, I've said the color brown. And some have said, oh, brown. I think of chocolate, right? And there have been other guests who have said, I think of poop.
Okay.
There have been other guests who think of skin color. You know what I mean? So there is no right or wrong answer. It's your answer, right?
Yeah.
So
Studying for the CPCE, I'm getting ready for the state exam. So there is a right or wrong answer. So not here. So thank you
not
for
here.
that. That's just really alleviates a lot of the anxiety that I've been having in preparation for today's podcast. So
Yeah. I won't judge you on your answers. The people in the chat might judge you on your answers, but I won't.
Okay.
So you get. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Color number 1. Blue.
Blue, serenity, peace, the beach, mindfulness, insight, calmness.
Mm. And in the chat, feel free to answer too. If I say a color and you want to chime in, I will read some of your answers as well. All right, so, okay. Color number 2, brown.
Oh, I have to give an honest answer, right? Okay. The first thing I thought about was my daughter, interracial. I come from a lineage of Black and white Cuban heritage. So brown is just a beautiful representation of who she is.
Mm. I love that.
Yeah.
I like brown.
Chocolate. Oh, Monica said chocolate. Okay.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Brown is sexy. Okay, sorry. Focus. In the chat, we got blue for the sky, for the ocean, for nature, brown, chocolate. Yep. All right, here we go. Color number 3. Oh, your sisters gave some input. All right, let's use that color. White.
Purity, innocence, purity.
Oh, I was, okay, cool. The next color, color number 4. Let us go with yellow.
Ooh. What do I think about my candle is yellow?
We can't tell.
Oh.
And those hearing the audio tomorrow won't be able to tell.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wow, yellow. I've never really thought about it. All I can think about right now is just my mangoes that are ripening up in the tree and they're yellowish. So
Okay.
oh,
In the chat, they got pea. They got pea. They got sunflowers.
Yeah. Thank you, Alicia. The sun. Yeah,
Sunshine.
Sunflowers, and I love sunflowers. I always have sunflowers nearby. Why didn't I think of that? Okay.
Ice cream. Yellow ice cream. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Flowers. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. I think this is the color of your jacket. I think so. I'm going to say royal blue.
Well, technically, this is navy blue.
Navy blue. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Navy blue.
I'm kidding.
One of them blues.
So blue is my favorite color. All shades of blue. and like the ocean that has many different shades of blue. It's the ocean for me. It's the serenity, it's the calmness, it's my connection to nature. I love water. So the beach, that blue and the beach have always had that close relationship to me. So any and all shades of blue are my favorite.
Is there a difference between, say, navy blue to you and, say, baby blue?
In regards to
How it makes you feel?
in no. I love all shades of blue.
So you like all shades of blue equally.
Yes. It's
So it ain't like when you're eating like wings.
huh?
It's not like when you're eating chicken wings and like some people like the flats. So okay, never mind. That was a bad
Yeah,
example.
I look at the different shades of blue as the different transitions in life. Sometimes
Okay.
you're a light shade, sometimes you're a dark shade. And it's just a transition that you take in life. Like the ocean. The ocean has many shades of blue. And it's that transitioning that um yeah. I'll
Okay.
leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, peacock feather.
Oh, those are beautiful. Well, those are
Hmm.
green.
Yeah, those an array of colors.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I am hungry, starving.
Who said
I'm
that?
starving because my dinner is right here, and I'm trying to be professional and not eat on camera, but I'm staring at my food this entire time. So thank you for that reminder, Sue. Anyway, moving on. Next color. This is gonna be a hard one. You
Mm,
ready for this?
yes.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Next color is army green.
Really? That's specific? Um, army green. Green to me means hope, means purpose, means faith, means opportunity.
Hmm.
That's what green has always meant to me. Um, yeah. Army green ready for battle. Yes. Well, I am in a constant battle, so maybe that should be one of my new favorites. Army green.
Taking the lead.
Oh,
Money.
money. Yeah. Yeah, money. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I like that green means opportunity. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right.
Esperanza in Spanish. Faith.
What?
Esperanza, hope in Spanish. Move on.
Okay. Here we go. Next color.
Do it.
We have red.
Oh my God. Passion.
Fire engine red.
Just passion. A lot of my clients usually say anger. And in a
Hmm.
clinical setting, when we study like drawings and things like that, it does mean anger. It means like trauma. It means a lot. But God, red is it's passion. Passion for me. I love red roses. Those are my favorite flowers. Um, yeah.
Leon, if you're listening, no, red roses. This would be a great time to show up with some red roses. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I know
Here we
it's
go.
your color.
Huh?
I know it's your favorite color.
Well,
Have you changed your favorite color?
well, well. Red has always been my favorite color, and hence, well, I'm wearing it, right? And everything in my house is red. I got a red couch and red pictures and all that, red shoes. But me transitioning into this Blaze 2.0, purple has been a color for me on the rise. So that's actually probably the favorite color of this podcast. They go crazy for purple. You already see all the purple hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so let's do that. Purple.
Hmm. Well,
You better
purple.
represent for purple now.
I know it's Giselle's favorite color. um,
She's put at least 10 purple hearts.
has she? Okay, yeah, she loves purple. Um, well, purple is like an intermediate of blue and red. Being that red is passion and blue is serenity, I would have to say, hmm, it's like a battle between your passion and your own serenity.
Hmm.
Why do I always like psychoanalyze everything?
Hey, that's fine.
I mean, it's a beautiful color,
I
but
like it.
when you break it down, red being passion, blue meaning serenity and calmness, it's purple royalty. Yeah, I've heard that, but I didn't want to copy other people's answer. So, yeah. So it's maybe that balance that not many of us have. So maybe it's that balance between your own serenity and the conflicts with being so passionate.
Hmm.
Mm.
What is balance to you?
What is balance to me? I mean, from a professional, from a personal, or oof, oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to have a one answer to that. Balance can mean so many different things. Whew. Right now, I'm trying to balance so many multiple eggplant. Really, really. This is a family show. Wait, it's past 9. Are the kids in bed? My 1-year-old is not
It's
in bed.
it's past 10.
She's outside yelling.
Uh,
um, Eggplant. Okay, I won't go that route. But balance for me right now. Wow, my family.
hmm.
This has been the hardest year yet for me, and if it wasn't for them, I don't know what would have happened. So they have grounded me. They have shown their support. They have given me balance. Yeah. So my family. Yeah. Oh my God,
Hmm.
are they watching? Are they watching? Okay. Yeah. So.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more colors. Here we go. Black.
Black. Black has always been such a beautiful color for me. Unfortunately, there's been so much stigma in like my family and friends and all that. Um, at this very moment, black means trauma. Black means an inability to see light. It means a need for purpose. Um,
Hmm.
and I know it's a lot more powerful than that. Um, but given my field, there's just always so much darkness around my field and what we do and what we see. Um, but like white, I always see the purity and the light at the end of everything. So for the moment, it's just that for now.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Elegance. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Have you ever seen the most beautiful black silk dress? Hello. It's the most elegant dress. It's black. It's silky. It's form fitting. It's beautiful. Yes. Elegance. Yeah.
Hmm. I like
I love
uh
everyone's feedback. I feel like I got all my answers wrong.
no wrong answer.
Black.
I like a sexy black see-through dress
All right. Okay.
with some red heels. Okay.
Okay.
All right, final color. Yeah,
Uh,
let me tell you.
how long has it been? 10? I mean, I met you in 2011, but we didn't really become so close till like 2013. You haven't changed. Um,
I have changed.
yes, you have. Yes, I can attest to that. Yes, you have. Okay.
Blaze after dark. No, no, no. I know. Focus. They're like focus, focus. Um,
Next color.
I know. All right, here we go. Final color.
Ooh, the pressure.
Final color. Gray.
Hmm. Damn. These are a lot more like intimate and there's so much pressure. Gray. Hmm. I don't know what to say about gray. I don't know what to say. It's I think all colors are so beautiful. They all have a meaning. They all have a meaning behind them. But right now I'm drawing a blank and I don't want to Google something. I don't want to Google anything. Um Gray. My boyfriend wears a lot of gray. I have bought him a lot of gray shirts. Uncertainty. I like that, Mr. Blake. Thank you for sharing. Uh, yeah, gray is sadness. For some, yeah. Ooh, gray sweatpants. Hey, all right, Sue. I know where you're going. Um,
Right? So yeah. Still
sweatpants.
thinking about somebody.
Um, yeah, between black and white. Yeah, storms. Oh my God,
Calmness.
today was the grayest day ever of the week.
Mm.
Rained all day. That's why I was so anxious because I feared my internet will go down just in time for this. So, oh, and I love a rain. I love a thunderstorm. That's so weird, but I love it.
When
I
you're indoors.
Of course.
Oh, okay. Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's something sexy about a thunderstorm when you're inside. Like a black see-through dress.
And red heels. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Community is
Yeah,
the focus. Man, 50 Shades of Grey, right? Mm,
don't start that, guys.
man. Um, all right. So we touched on your why, we touched on your passion, we touched on experiences, some of the downs, some of the ups. Definitely some tear jerkers. So
My
thank you for that. I'm trying to keep a poker face out here. Wasn't really working too well. Um, you spoke on your perspective on colors. So now I want to highlight two more things before we close. So one of them is in your profession, in your involvement in your community. Uh, what is your goal? What is your overall goal? What why is Yamaha doing this? What's your goal a year from now, 5 years from now?
So, of course, so my professional goal is to have my own private practice as a licensed mental health counselor. I
Okay.
My goal is to work with inner city children that are high risk youth. Um, and my goal is it's just to help as many as I can. I can't help them all, and I sometimes still struggle with that, but I will do my best to for every child, for every adolescent, every adult that comes into my practice. I All that I can promise is that I will do my absolute best to help them.
Mm. Oh, you will. You will. You will. You will.
And as a
And
clinician, if I was in their shoes, I would hope that the person that I am disclosing such intimate and personal information, feelings and emotions, secrets, fears to, would at least take the time to want to help. So I give to my clients what I would hope to get if I was sitting on the other side of the couch, if I was sitting across from them. So
right. Right.
yeah.
Mm, okay. And last question. Um, it requires teamwork, right? So you as a therapist, um, you help in breaking the ice and getting people to open up, right? And trying to get to the root problems. But it takes teamwork. So what can people listening, um, how can they help? Whether this be a mom or a dad or a sibling or someone at work and they see someone who they work with, just going through struggles, like how can we as non-therapists help?
So as a community, because we are all part of a community, you know, um, the first and most important thing that you can do is educate yourself. Educate yourself on depression, educate yourself on anxiety, educate yourself on the many community health agencies and resources that the community offers. Educate yourself so that you're able to help someone in need. I can't even begin, or I can't even count the many times that I hear, oh, yeah, he's autistic, whatever. And there's so much stigma. You know,
Mhm.
those children are so misunderstood. Some of the most brilliant minds are on the spectrum. Children with ADHD. Just the fact that we process about 3,500 images and sounds a day, and a child with ADHD can sometimes do up to 3 times that, that to me, it's brilliant. That to me is a brilliant mind. So educate yourselves so that you can really help break that stigma around mental health illness. Okay. Um, and really just help as a community. Remember, your children are going to grow up and they're going to be adolescents. They're going to be adults in a society. And if we don't help and if we don't work together as a community, what are we offering our future? What are we offering to our kids? What are we offering to our younger siblings? What am I offering my daughter who's one? Well, eventually she will have to leave my home. She will have to go outside and face the real world. What are you offering your 4-year-old? What are we doing as a community to help? It doesn't take you having a child to open your eyes. Turn on the news. Look how many children die every day to gun violence. Look how many adults. Just this morning there was a shooting in Opelika, and I don't want to disclose a lot just in case there's anyone that may be close to the family or anything
Right.
like that, but be a community. The human race was not created to be alone. The human race was created to be social. We are social beings. And I know Mr. Blake is listening, and as an introvert, he will, counter on my response. But in order to physically, mentally, and emotionally function, we have to be part of a community. So we all have responsibilities. We all add something to our community. So the first and most important thing is educate yourself. Don't go with what so and so says about this. Do your research. There's extensive research on mental health. There's extensive research proving the benefits of psychotherapy and different interventions. And if your child, if your sister, if your friend, if your coworker comes to you for help, listen. Listen. You can
Yeah.
be the difference between someone living now and not living in the next hour. So listen. So yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
Educate yourself and listen, guys. Come on. Let's get it together. Yeah. So
Indeed. Thank you for that. Thank you, truly for that, for your time, for your transparency, for your expertise, for your passion, which is so visible. Thank you for all you do. Truly, it's it's a community, as you stated. We are a community, and we can get so much more done together. So you can help, even if you feel like, man, what can I do? Like you can help. Sometimes, even if it's through social media, sometimes you posting a quote or you resharing a post. Sometimes you texting somebody, hey, I haven't seen you at work, or I haven't seen you in the gym for a while, or I haven't seen you at church for a while. How are things? Just sometimes you just reaching out and checking on people can really be what they needed at that precise time. Because as Yaima stated, I actually said your real name. See that?
oh,
Oh.
I am so impressed.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
You'll be back
Um,
with the Yamaha tomorrow. It's okay, I understand.
as Yamaha stated, um, now I forgot my point. Uh, as you stated, man, we don't have labels on us. So whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a millionaire, whether it's your own boss, no matter who it is, you just never know what somebody is going through on the inside. We all have those internal struggles, and caring, man, showing love, making time, those things work, and those things can be definitely life changing. So I encourage everyone here listening, um, do your part. Sometimes even just a listening ear, even a listening ear without judgments can make a world of difference. So we all play a part, we all play a role. And yes, we have our barriers and our boundaries and our walls up, and I get it. I get it. You can't open up fully to everybody. I totally understand that. But I feel like wisdom is having the discernment on on who you can open up to, and you don't even have to share your whole story. Like I mentioned, sometimes just a listening ear or just a random text that seems random but is really timely. Those things can really make a difference. So, Yamaha, again, I want to say thank you, and don't stop. Keep going. There are more success stories that you'll be able to share um, in the future. You know, get that spot and just continue to reach for your goals, and not only reach for your goals, but walk in that love, walk in that passion, walk in that
Purpose.
abundance, purpose. Yes,
It's
absolutely.
something that I tell my clients. You have purpose, so walk in purpose.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in closing, um, we've come to the portion of the show where we're going to have a little bit of music. So I'm going to play some music,
Well,
and
I didn't wear my dancing shoes.
we're going to have our guest dance for 30 seconds. All right. So, are you ready?
I'm not ready to dance.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm always ready to dance. I don't have my dancing shoes.
You can dance in your seat.
Oh, okay. Hey, what you gonna put?
Hey,
What you gonna put on?
I am totally joking. You don't have that portion.
I'm like, wait, I haven't seen him do that with other.
No.
Okay.
But your willingness,
I'm always dancing, so I thought that's why you were doing it. So okay. Okay.
I dance, and I think I got this from you. Um, when I'm really hungry and the food is coming, I did. In anticipation, I did my little, hey,
I can't lie, food makes me happy.
man, tell me. We need food. Food is a part of the community. Food is a vital part. I'm
Yes,
trying
it
to
is.
tell y'all. Don't be afraid to eat, y'all. Eat. Eat some good food. We out here. All right. In closing, before I ramble and this becomes Blaze After Dark. Um, in closing, is there any quote, is there any stories, or any gem, anything that you would like to leave our audience with?
You have a purpose. It's what I tell myself every day. You have a purpose. So even if you, for those listening, so even if you have not yet found or identified what that purpose is, you always have a purpose. So I pray that you all find it. I pray that, and I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person, but um, I really hope that each and every one of you listening or watching really finds your true purpose in life, because there's nothing more beautiful than finding that purpose and being happy. So just find your purpose, and you have a purpose. That's my quote. I always tell my clients, go in peace, and you have purpose. But I live
Yes.
by it. So but since we're in closing, I just want to take the opportunity to once again really thank you for extending the invitation, for even considering me um, being part of your podcast and really reaching the community. If anyone has any questions in regards to like resources, they can feel free to like reach out to you, and I get them whatever information that they need. I can't thank you enough for even considering me. I was shocked when you asked me to be a part of your podcast, and you also have a purpose. And, you know, my little psychic moments, I've shown you um, what purpose, what is some of the purpose that you have in life. So I do hope and I pray that you continue striving, that you continue making changes in people's lives, whether personally, professionally, musically. I really wish you the absolute best. I wish you best and the utmost growth in your business, in this new endeavor. Um, and thank you guys for watching, tuning in, listening. Thank you for all of your questions and your comments. I'm really going to try to get to all of them. Just because for some reason I don't have access to like comment on them here on the podcast. So I'm sure it's something it's gonna allow me to do that on Facebook. But
Yeah, you
I
can go back.
I do want to thank you all for taking the opportunity to support and being here. And thank you for all of your kind words. I'm not deserving of half of them, but thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, John, for allowing me the space to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Quick side note.
Word.
This podcast is brought to you by one of our sponsors, Star Child Social. All right. They are a hub. They are geniuses in digital marketing, whether it be social media, whether it be branding, creating your logo for your corporation, for your business, for your movement. Um, they've done so much work with me on this podcast, on some of these flyers, like the one that shows Yamaha's beautiful face, and much more work. So, if you are interested in really creating your brand or pushing forward your movement, especially in the digital arena, check them out. Go to starchildsocial.com. Yes, indeed. So, thank you all again. I have tried my best to be professional during this 90 minutes, but my brother is hungry. So on that note, this was the Blaze the Lion podcast. Peace
Go in peace.
and love.
Good night.